there, everyone. Welcome to Overwatch. We are just getting ourselves ready on up here tonight. It's going to be Stevenson University versus Widener University. It's going to be the Mustangs versus the Pride. We're going to be starting here on Samoa for our NECC second week of activation matches. It's going to be a best of 5 series here. Looking forward to what both sides are able to bring on out, as we're going to be going into this match here. Taking a look at either side's comp, going to be seeing an interesting setup here. You got a Ryan, Bastion, Hanzo, Lucio, and Baptiste for Stevenson, while on the side of Widener, they're going to be running Ramatra, Genji, Soldier, Ana, and Kiriko. Very interesting. Well, Stevenson may be at a disadvantage if they go head-to-head with Brawl, but whoever can find the best picks, possibly in the backline, are going to be the ones that come out on top here. Let's see if they can do just that. Now going to be pushing in from the far top. It's going to be Stevenson here. Going to keep their distance at the moment, but spot the Soldier going in. Stevenson has a lot of space to work with here, as Ryan's looking to actually push into this backline here. Sweep hits, and now Stevenson has to be very careful not to get overextended here. Fire Strike goes in very well here, and taking a look on the flank, we're going to be seeing Legend on the Hanzo finding some extra damage on the side. For the side of Widener, they're going to have to play it very smart here. Barry's taking a lot of unnecessary damage, especially as we saw from that Fire Strike there. You got to be careful with going that. As for Stevenson, they're still holding the corner here and maintaining their space. Ryan actually goes in for a pit. He's able to get one traded, but I'm not sure that was going to be the best option to be found there. This could easily cost Stevenson, but they're still able to hold the line thanks to Hanzo finding a pickoff on the side. Now seen in over here, we do see Barry Obama able to get the trade back against Legend here, but Reinhardt's made it back to the point. So for Stevenson, they're looking very strong here. Genji looking one, and now having to deal with someone on the side. Ryan able to get one off the map here. It seems that Stevenson's really making work of this disorganization that we're seeing from Widener. What Widener needs to do right now is to stop going in and actually do a full regroup before pushing again. Because if they don't, they're just going to be wasting more time on these pushes. Let's take a look at our ult economy here. Ryan going in for another pin. Not even a chance to even show what's going on. Looking for a Tilly barrage to be had here to assist the Ryan, but Ryan's off on his own, so he can't really make much use of it. Stevenson has to play it very smart here. They're down by 2 to start, and they're going to have to deal with a Nano Blade next. Widener's going right in, but it only finds 1. So while they did get the point off of 2 ults there, it might have been a bit overkill, as they've already won the point going into it. Let's switch it on over to the Kiriko here. Vladimir has this Kasune rush and could pair it with Vestige going into this fight here. I believe we're going to be seeing just that now coming into this. Visor's been activated, but B-Drop's going to be the reaction from the Mustangs to deal with it. Window's also been activated here. They can make a lot of damage going into this. Quart's gone and out. Ryan's all out on his own. Things are not looking too hot for Stevenson, as they are quite separated from one another. A big shatter, however, coming on out. But everything's just a bit discombobulated here. We are seeing that Widener University is still holding strong onto this point. Neon doing his best to get on out, does successfully make it. That's another 2 ults from the side of Widener, while Stevenson only used, well, I shouldn't say only, they used 3 in that fight. The Shatter, the Beat Drop, and the Window. Vestige can't be up that close, especially on the flank, has to really get away. Groupier here getting punished with a sleep, but could push the Ramatra into the Dragons here, per se. They're able to get the trade on the Catra, and now they're just pushing in for the charge with the collateral to follow it up. checking it out on point here. Going to be seeing the Genji just go into town, but Quicks is going to shut him down. There's not a lot of time left. Just under 15 seconds to make a touch here. It's going to be up to Vestige to make it the point, most definitely. Probably going to be heading in here with Vladimir's Kasune Rush. A big sleep coming on out. Can they make the touch? They do, and in fact, they're able to get 2 picks to start it on off. The last-ditch attempt to get on the point, they're able to get it with the team kill, and Blade activated as well. They could try to hold Stevenson here, and they need to do what's very smartly to make sure that Neon can't make the touch. Neon does make the touch, but I think he touched too early, which could cost Stevenson here the point. Thankfully, they're able to get their Baptiste on in. Ryan needs to go in next. But things have taken a turn for the worse for the Mustangs. The Pride takes round number 1. What a come from behind, if I might say. I mean, to a degree, I was certain that Stevenson had that down unlocked, but what we were seeing is that they were often overextending, and that really cost them. You got to be able to maintain your tempo as to not get caught out. If you go in too deep before even a team fight, you make yourself vulnerable, and then you can't protect your team. So it's all about tempo and knowing when to use your abilities. Well, taking a look here, we're going to have a swap off the Ramacho for an Orisa, but from Stevenson, no changes. Hello there, Dragon Ruler. Been doing quite well. Been trying to do some more volunteer time for all this stuff. Nonetheless, let's get back to the game here. Taking a look at this, Stevenson is going right down the middle, while most of Widener is actually on the flank. Might have to deal with Reinhardt coming in real fast and hard. Trying to work as efficiently as possible. They've successfully separated the tank, but they actually were not able to get the kill despite a great reposition against them. On the side here, we're going to be seeing Soldier take the point, while Stevenson is just really trapped and not able to stay alive. We're going to be seeing them having to regroup here instead of going in for a push. So the point's going to start over in control of Widener, while Stevenson's going to have to get themselves together to make this next engagement. I would say best case scenario here is that they're able to get a trade-off immediately against here. And right now, Legend's the one that's in a real big deal of danger. But they're probably making the trade here. Unfortunately for them, Ipolosive was able to trade it on back and actually give the advantage over to Widener. Could be looking for an aggressive play here from the Orisa, but the Bastion's going to be able to apply enough pressure to keep them back on their feet. Stevenson's going to be taking a lot of time here in the room, but it's not where they want to be. They need to start making some distance in order to get in. Probably looking for a play here. Anti comes out real big like, and they're trying to make the follow-up on the Ryan, who's very injured. But they're going to reactivate the window instead. Ryan going for another charge there. They do find the Soldier. Now they're looking for another pick. They're able to get it. That's 1-2. And finding the Ana down on point alone is going to be big as well. Shatter does get canceled, but saved by Neon Sunburst there is going to keep them alive for the point turnover. Able to stall out the Ana, which is going to stagger this next push for Widener. A great strategy for Stevenson, but they themselves were down for that fight, so now they have to get in position and be prepared for this next engagement. There's going to be a lot of ults coming into this. I'm expecting a combo from Vestige and Vladimir here with the Kasune Visor combo. Maybe even Kasune Surge. The artillery is going to be going in, but it does not find its mark there, unfortunately. No real damage going to be done. For Stevenson here, they're going to be trying to push into this, but it's a very, very dangerous position here that they're not going to be able to survive just due to the amount of pressure and damage going into that. Now, point going to be turning over. Can Neon make it out alive? They don't, but they are able to get the trade for it. So that's going to start to turn things over. There could be an opportunity for Stevenson to touch here, but if they keep losing people, that's not going to be the case. 10 seconds remaining now, and we're going to be seeing AQ having to be pushed on back yet again. Stevenson now going to have just mere 4 seconds to get on to point. They do get there. It was close, but they were able to make the difference there and capture it, turning it over. So Widener only has to get this one team kill in order to win the map here. Stevenson cannot afford to lose this, as they need this going into a potential round 3. Going to be seen now swapped over to the poke here. They're going to try to focus on keeping their distance. Let's tune in here and see what's going on between all of them. They're able to get the pick off onto the soldier, and Root Beer is able to also trade it back themselves. Legend does fall, but the damage is enough to force back Widener in order to regroup once again. They're probably going to be blown up for ults here, as we're going to be seeing from Barry Obama. Blade is ready and on deck. Going to be going for the play here. Misses the BAP, but they're able to get the one pick there. Now coming in from the Sunburst. Neon gets immediately shut down. Things are not looking good for the Mustangs here, and if anything, it's just cleanup central. This one's going to go to Widener University. A great start here from Widener, being able to adapt to Stevenson readily and just decide how they're going to be playing this. Take, for example, Vestige here. Always at enough of a distance, but in the perfect spot in order to shut down their opponents. Truly a difference maker for the side of Widener. We're going to hit a short intermission here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back. We are now going over to Circuit Royale. Here, it's an escort style map. Now, many of you who have been, I'm losing my words here, so pardon me. Many of you who have been consistent viewers. Check, check, 1, 2. Sorry for those of you that just had a all-out noise blast, some technical difficulties. Anyway, just going back in here. Escort here is going to be the map where you have an objective here as the attacker, and you need to get it as far as possible. If you can get to the very end, you complete round 1, and you want to do so with time on the board. Even if you run out, you'll be awarded 1 minute to work with going into rounds 3 to 4. So for Stevenson here, they're going to be working on the defensive to start. Let's see how they're going to be able to react to this brawl dive style that has stayed consistent for the side of Widener. Going to be taking a look at Genji first. Going to be scouting here to try to see who they can try to find first. So he's going to be staying here on the side. And I did forget to mention, Stevenson is on the defense there with Team Blue now, as they did do a side swap. Right now, it seems Stevenson's able to help maintain some space, but they are starting to get pushed upon readily. So they have to be prepared for the switches here and the push on the high ground. And we've seen a lot of pretty much a rough time for the side of Stevenson here, getting pushed in so aggressively. We'll be seeing the cart did get pushed all the way to underneath, and they're able to get the trade out. Patra is just continuously keeping this cart going. It seems Stevenson was not able to react in time to it, and as such, it's going to be a team kill with a possible no recontest for the first checkpoint here. In this kind of situation, it's probably best to just give up this point, as you cannot be going in and getting picked off here right now. Just barely able to get out of there alive, as they're still getting pushed upon by the side of Widener here. The Pride is really keeping the distance for themselves. Rock comes on out, and despite having lost Neon, they brought him on back. Even Rupier is feeling the hurt. They're able to get a trade on to Barry Obama, but they need a bit more to stop this cart here. Taking a look here, we might be seeing a play coming out from the side of Widener. Potential annihilation inbound here. They have it available and on deck, and I wouldn't put it past them to use it right here, right now. Genji coming around from behind, able to help get the elimination there. And just looking for some follow-up as well. Genji has to be real careful for running out of resources, as they will get picked off once they are down and out. Sleep's going to be hitting on the side, and the Nano is going to find no value. They're able to get the elimination on the Barry Obama while the Nano was deployed, so it is completely useless. An unfortunate wasted ult there that would have equaled a Nano Blade. Widener's definitely upset about that one, but they're going to have to move on from it, as their focus is to get to the second checkpoint. They have just under 4 minutes to work with, so they have a huge time bank available to them. So now it's all going to be about all economy and management here. Can they get this Genji waiting in the backline? It's going to be a Flux coming out against the Annihilation, helps get him down to half health. And if anything, it's going to be the Annihilation that finds no value other than the Mercy. Bob is on a rampage in the backline with Legend to follow it on up. That's going to be able to swipe it clean for Stevenson and get out not just 1 but 2 ultimates. Now we're down to Kitsune Rush and Visor yet again. We've seen it work before. It can probably work again. Permanent hearing damage jump scare. Yes, I apologize, my master, because that was just a technical glitch. Nonetheless, you're going to be coming around the side, looking for the blade here from Legend. It has to be smart. They are able to get down Barry Obama here. Rock goes out as well. Great hit. but Legend has to be careful not to get eliminated here. Let's take a look at the Baptiste with the window. They're looking to get that on it. They do so, but they have to be careful with the Soldier. Soldier is getting pushed upon by Genji here. With the assistance of Baptiste, they can really make some damage coming on out here. Dynamite is just doing wonders to the crowd here. They now swap over to the Sim, probably looking for a counterplay against these shields. But will it be effective? I don't think so. If anything, it's going to really just stagger them out being where they are at the moment, because Rez comes out and Stevenson still has all people around. You do see that no ults were invested into that fight. They're probably just trying to look to get into the right position to make the push here. So, or they're just looking to stack ults. Could be seeing a teleport right up to point here. Does it get destroyed? No, it's going to be everything coming out all at once here. The blade gets shut on down. While we're going to see the flux come on up. That's going to render this entire push completely null void. What would have been an entire team wipe, what was looking dire for the Mustangs, they were able to bring it back around with the gravitational flux and the Valk to keep everyone alive. On textbook, Stevenson should have lost that, but they were able to find an opening to make it through the fight. Now all they have is 3 ults to work here for the side of Widener, but that's still plenty for them. As Stevenson has nothing at the moment, they need to build this Bob fast. It's going to be imperative that they get it as soon as possible. That's going to be a clean headshot there. They're instead actually pushing them back to their spawn. And what's this? Vestige has swapped off the Soldier, and they're getting caught out in the room. That's going to be a staggered pick right there, and right now Ram's not looking too healthy themselves. They need to be very careful. Window comes out right in front of that. They need to use this annihilation going in for the point for control here. Bob's been activated. They need to try to keep their distance here, the Mustangs do, if they're planning to live this. Bob's going to be coming around the side here, taking a look. He's in the back line and finding the damage dealt. They do a last-ditch ever swapping over to Sombra here, who's going to have to make the touch. Coming around to the high ground, they have just barely enough for the healing there. Going to be seeing a potential play here as they're trying to just keep the distance. Sombra plays away, and they're just looking for the follow-up picks here. They can't be playing this close as Stevenson is down by 2 at the moment. They need to keep their distance and play for ults here going into this fight. Just looking to see if they can make some space. Widener is going to start trying to stack around this archway here. The choke is going to be imperative to hold. Let them make a play here, playing for the TP. Sombra gets caught out in the open, and that's going to cost them there. Stevenson just 1% off the flux here. Let's see how it's going to be playing on out. Do they get the sleep here? The sleep is a miss, but the Kitsune with the bell is going to be the follow-up play here. They're trying to rock 'em, sock 'em, punch 'em here, but it's not finding the value for the Mustangs. Instead, Widener is able to take it through sheer willpower and get the second checkpoint. A minute 30 is awarded to them, and Stevenson's going to have to probably change up their strategy here going into the third. For Stevenson here, they need to work their tempo, work their distance, and try to communicate on the targets. They're doing well trying to keep and maintain the space, but if you push too far out like so, it costs you abilities such as the lamp there. You invest very early, heavily. Wall's going to be activated here, and we're going to see Bob actually get pushed in. They hack it immediately, and fortunately for Bob, they're not able to get much of any value out of it. Looking for some damage here is going to be Barry Obama, a huge full beam charge to work with. He's able to get the pick on the one with Neon on the other. Neon even able to take out the tank before falling to himself. It's a Reaper v Symmetra here. Reaper has to get all body shots there in order to heal up enough, but that's not going to be the case. They do have ults to work with, but Annihilation is also ready. If they can TP back in time, they can just run in with it here. Gonna be looking for this pick here. They're looking to see if they can really secure it, but it's not coming out quite yet. That's a big rock for them. With the behind! With the Death Blossom, that's gonna save it for them, finding the triple, even through everything. It's now just cleanup duty here. Ram's not gonna be able to survive this. A clean 5K at the very end. Stevenson's able to hold him just from capturing that third checkpoint. But let's not forget here, Widener University has pushed it almost all the way. They have a huge amount of distance to cover. So for the Mustangs, it's going to be a hard-fought match to get the cart all the way to its destination here. If they cannot make it to that central plaza there, they will lose this map. And Widener will be victorious once again. We'll have to see how things change here going on to the attack. It seems like Stevenson's trying to work this poke against Widener, but it's not working out the way they want. They don't have this intimidation factor you would typically see on this map with the poke style. Instead, it's Widener who's actually putting their foot down and making the space, saying, no, you're not going to tell me how I play. I'll show you how to play. And they're just sticking to their guns and trying to make sure that they apply pressure non-stop to the Mustangs so they don't have breathing room to think. Not going to be seeing much of any swaps here from either side. We will be seeing Legend turn over to the Cassidy while Neon is on the Ana, keeping the Mercy and Sojourn as a swap as well. While for the side of the Pride, they're going to go over to the Sig, Hanzo, Soldier, but keep the healers they were lined up with. Let's take a look at Explosive here, playing on the high ground. Really doing well just to try to keep his distance. He doesn't want to play too close, as they could be in a lot of danger by doing so. Nate's going to come on out and hit very well. Rock's not going to be finding the value they're looking for. Take a look here over at Legend, who's actually looking to push on them immediately. Sleep goes out, but it's going to be a complete miss here. Rock comes out beautifully, so as they stick the nade as well, they're making some distance here as Stevenson starts to claim. Now they're just going to have to try to capitalize on some follow-up kicks here coming around that side. We'll have to take a look at Soldier here, Vestige, who's been really solid on the DPS here, pushing into Stevenson and playing on the off angles to make sure that they can just find the picks. We look at Legend here. Legend does get out alive, and Vestige is feeling no worse for wear themselves. Having to play it very smart as they do get anti there. They can't be hit by the Sig. At least they fall here. For Stevenson, they're able to find Katra. That's going to be their support down with an immediate anti followed up with the Flux. That is going to be monumental of a wipe. And awarded 5 minutes now. Not as much of a time bank as Widener, but it's still sizable. Stevenson has room to work with now, and now they're going to try to take as much space as possible while getting this cart moving. As for the side of the Pride here, they do swap over to the Junkrat, which is a peculiar choice, as Junkrat is high risk, high reward. They do a lot of damage, but they have a huge hitbox because of how the character hunches over, and their head is most of their solid. Now coming in with the Nano Visor here. This is looking good. The first, the second, the third, the fourth. I'm saying it's entire team wipe. That is a beautiful play right there to stop Stevenson from making any more progress. Both sides going to be working with a couple ults here. We see Legend and Neon coming up on their ults, both ready to go. While for the side of Widener here, the Pride has the tank ult as well as Kasune Rush. They going in, not going to be hitting his mark here, and we're going to be taking a look for some spam. This Kasune Rush is going to be really crucial here, but you got to also make sure you prepare yourself for these incoming fights here. Could be seen a just generic high noon or a trick reload here with the high noon. We'll have to see. Nano comes on out, and we're going to be seeing it on to quits. They're looking to see if they can get those limbs there, but they're down by 1, 2, possibly going to be losing a third here from Legend if they can find the pick. Stevenson is forced to regroup here, die and get out as they will, in order to try to make themselves set up for another push. Sorry, just for the people, there's not going to be any sound alerts as we're trying to keep it professional, but if we can get 50 viewers, then I will turn them on just for you guys to enjoy. Anyway, taking a look at here, that's going to be just the Flux coming on out, and looking at this all together, there's a great setup here for the Pride. Quits is going to be the first to fall there. Will Mercy try to go for the res? Maybe, but it's dangerous to do so in a spam location. They can't afford to be caught out so easily. They're going to have to start pushing on to their opponents here, going in and trying to make some plays here as well. We'll be taking a look over here at the DPS again. They're just keeping their distance and they're trying to just keep this pressure on. There's about 2 minutes left right now. If they can get the SIG, that's going to set them up real well, but that's not going to be the case here at the start. Flux takes flight here. Will the rock hit? No siree, but watch out for that tire. It's going for a single target. High Noon's been activated here, but it's not going to find anyone. Quits really found huge value out of the overclock Flux combo. But Stevenson only has one ult. They need to build up immediately. That's going to have to be the window. For Widener, they have Nano Visor. They were waiting for this. They were templing themselves, and now here they go. Watch this as they run on in. Once again, Stevenson has to hide immediately here. They lose both supports. That's going to hurt to start. And the swap over to Ramatra. Legend has to probably just die here as he's going to be most likely staggered coming around the side there unless he can really trade off the soldier. That's not going to be happening as they get the support line there to help them on out. That's played very smart here. Make sure they don't get picked off as they go on in. Gonna be looking to make a jump here. Can Stevenson try to find the distance in order to try to get a play going? There's only a minute left, and this is the prime time to have an ult come out big. So for Widener, if they can keep pushing on the pressure, if they can find a pick here and there, just as they continuously do every single day, they're going to be just fine. But that's not good. That's going to hurt you big time. That's 1, 2, and 3 there. 3 are down for the side of Widener, and that's going to be a complete team kill. They're not going to be able to get that recapture for the point, and Stevenson will be awarded a minute and 30 seconds. Just a bit more than Widener here, but as we're seeing with this momentum, Widener has a very strong defense they're holding against the Mustangs. So the Pride is actually getting very aggressive here. I'm not sure what the Junkrat is thinking playing this so far up, but gets saved thanks to the Life Weaver Life Grip. Cards continuing its push, but it's not pushing fast. They're only keeping one on compared to how Widener themselves did another. We'll be seeing that the window does get activated there. It scares off the soldier, but soldier's not one to run away for long. He's going to go right back upstairs again for the recapture. Neon has to get out of there, but unfortunately, it's not going to be just Neon. We're looking to see a Mercy get picked off as well. Once again, down the supports here, but unless Quits can get a pick, it's going to have to be another regroup. 60 seconds remain now, and it's all going to be about this alt economy and tempo going into this. We're seeing that Soldier and Kiriko, they're just playing free roam. They're constantly going high to low ground, and they're not being caught in the open. They're not trying to be too aggressive going into these, but they will get shot at from behind here, which will hurt them. Rez will coming out, bringing back the Hanzo, but it looks like the Pride is down by a number. They lose their hero. Junkrat needs to not die here going into this fight. They only have one life, and that's going to cost them. Kiriko's also fallen here. It seems we're looking at a snowball effect going in. Ramantra does not activate the Annihilation! A critical mistake here as Stevenson wins! Holy moly. I don't know how to say it. Again, on paper, it should have gone the other way around. But give credit where credit's due. Barry Obama, despite the damage going in, this was the real crux that helped them push through this point, through the overtime, and give them the chance to keep on chugging. We're going to head to a quick intermission. I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are going on back into it. Welcome everyone to Saravasa. We are on Flashpoint here. Now the current score of the series is 1-1 in this best of 5, the first to 3. So here on Flashpoint, for those of you that are new to the game, this is similar to a King of the Hill, but the capture rate is very quick. If you recall the very first map, Samoa, where they were playing on a central point until it reached 100%, same thing's going to happen here, but at roughly 50% faster of a climb. Here, you're going to have to capture 3 out of the 5 points on this specific map. We're going to be starting here on the market going into this. So, taking a look at the setup here. What a setup indeed. This is interesting. We're seeing a Malgua. Oh, nope. Off the Malgua there and onto the Ramatra. Interesting selection there from the side of Widener. I don't think they're going to be ready for what we're seeing from the Mustangs here. They are going to give them a rough day. Taking a look here. First one that's going to be encountering this entire mess is going to be the Soldier, but Stevenson's not going to be engaging them that way. Instead, they're going to be playing it down the side here. Seems that Stevenson wants to try to play distance for Poke right now, as they have no need to really commit to the push at the moment. Coming around the side, we will be seeing Quits is the first to fall there. And looking for a slam there, as Root Beer is trying to get a play going. Unfortunately, it's just too much damage going into their face, and the team is separated, so they're not able to really capitalize on the strategy here. They're going to have to reset and try to go for a different angle. I would say that Widener reacted to it very well, especially well, I would say, as they were just trying to play on the off angles. They're trying to constantly flank Stevenson here, so that way they could not push into them aggressively. Especially Vestige here. Vestige is the one that has done it time and time again, over and over. We'll be seeing the swap over to the Reaper here, but going to be a question of, is that enough going into this? Now going to be looking for a potential push here. Hack goes out onto the Ramatra, and a burn up as well. Sleep's coming on out, and the cleanse to counteract it. Another hack coming on out. They're just constantly pushing into this tank. They do not want him to be able to play the game. And with so much pressure, that's just going to really change things around for the Mustangs, but they are giving up a lot of space here. I mean, take a look at this. They're trying to keep up their hero kill. But the point turns. Blade is also been activated, and they nano to actually keep alive the Sombra here. So Blade finds no value. An unfortunate Blade going into that, but it was one that they wanted to throw around to see, hey, let's give it a try, see what happens. Now, Widener has many ults to work with. I mean, you're talking Annihilation, Visor, and Nano with Kasune Rush. It's going to be a clean sweep here going into overtime, unless Stevenson can shut them down with an EMP cage combo going into this fight. Stevenson's going to have to try to play it very smart here going into this fight. You need to make sure they don't get caught out too early. Slam going to be coming out, and they're going to react with immediately to the cage fight here. Despite Annihilation, it's going to be too much damage for Widener to really deal with. Slam going to be coming on out there. It's just the DPS, as they're going to try to keep each other alive. The point did turn here. They're just trying to work down this Genji here. They have to get the melee off to get this point turned over. And that Slam's going to do it for them there. The Kiriko does come back, but Stevenson's also able to match it up here with their own TP thanks to Sombra. Now it's going to be met by Malgua here, who's going to try to meet him. But Malgua against a Sombra Reaper, that's rough. Unfortunately for Stevenson, Malgua is way too heavy, way too tanky in order to be taken down. Now we're going to be heading over to the Temple. The Temple is going to be over to the back right side here, so closest to Widener here. The Pride is going to have a better time capping the point first, or getting in position, I would say. Stevenson just unfortunately choked there on that overtime, and it really does hurt. You hate to see it if you're a Mustang fan. impact going to be huge here on the Barry. Obama trying to escape, has to use all resources not to get taken on out. As for Stevenson, they're going to try to start to make this push here after this cleanse. Going to start looking to get aggressive here with the Kitsune Rush. A beautiful push in together. They nano on the Genji, but the Genji is going to come on top despite the slam to knock him on down. Stevenson is forced to regroup. What a beautiful response to Stevenson's strategy here of just rush bullets. It's going to be time here for the Mustangs to try to get themselves in position. They may need to try for a different angle going into this fight. And it seems they're going to do just that. They got to be careful though. Their healers are looking mighty injured. If they fall here, Stevenson's going to be in a world of hurt. They cannot afford to lose their supports this early into the fight. Taking a look around the side here. We'll be seeing Sleep comes on out. Nade as well. Hits the back line, but that's going to be an immediate cleanse here. Both sides are just looking to see if they can find a play here. It's anyone's game, truly.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Big Kitsune coming on out, but look at this visor here. They're looking to get... Oh, and I have crashed. I have... So much happened that it forced my game to crash. That is amazing. Wow, I have no idea what's going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, this is an unprecedented situation here right now. So let's see if we can get ourselves back on in. It's anyone's turn the match here. I'll take it over right to a intermission for now, so excuse me while I get us right back into the game. Alrighty, we are back, ladies and gents. Let's take a look here. So the point did go over to the Pride. Now Stevenson having to play for the Ruins here, and it are part of the map. Sleep going to be coming on out here, as they're going to be looking to potentially get the on up, but they're not following it on up as they need to. Looking to hunt down that backline. It's not looking too healthy for them. Stevenson has to be ready for the react here. An EMP comes out, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough for them going into this. Vestige is anti, but he's not getting the knock killed off. Another beautiful sweep coming out from Katra here. They're looking to just get the kill, and they successfully do so. Legends in a world of hurt. 56% and counting here. Stevenson is in a bind. So they're going to have to try something else here. They're switching over to the Genji, to the Junker Queen here. And they're going to try to see if they can try to just out-brawl the Pride here. Mustangs going to have to start making a move now. They have just a little than 5 seconds left to get on this point here. Someone's going to have to make this push here. Someone has to touch. No one touches in time. It's a C9. That's going to be the second one going over to the Pride. But play the game here over with Stevenson University on this beautiful cage that not only shut down the rush with the combo of EMP, but the annihilation as well. We'll hit it to quick intermission. We'll be right back. Hello once again, everybody. How y'all doing? We're going into a potential match point here for the side of Widener University. Stevenson has one on the board, but Widener has two. If they get this next one, they win the series. So Stevenson cannot afford to lose one from here on out. It's going to be a really brutal fight here going into Coliseum. Welcome to Rome, Italy. So we're going to have to see how either side is going to be playing to go into these matches here. I mean, you guys have been hyping it up in chat here. Vestige has been on a rampage here against the Mustangs. We are going to be seeing a change up towards a dive composition. An interesting decision here going into Coliseum. I'm not sure this is going to be proven as effective. You rarely see dive on Coliseum as it is. So to have it come out here, especially since they have no idea what they're going to face, they're probably, once again, I'm going to say it, in for a world of hurt. But I've jinxed things enough here as the caster. We've seen Widener outperform what on paper should be a loss. So let's see if they can do it again. Taking a look here from the side of Vestige here. Getting flanked on by the Lucio, actually. Neon here is trying to play very aggressively, but it's going to be Quits that finds the Genji first as a pick. They're keeping their distance right now, and they're trying to just deal with all this dive poke. But they're focusing down a target each time, and they're making sure that that target does not escape, or if it does, it's going to be too hurt to really play back in again. This is going to be forcing Widener to probably change up their strategy going into this next fight. I mean, Rootbeer was able to get a beautiful rock on out. Genji has to back off. They can't deal with the May freeze that's really just pushing them back. And even the Reaper is just a big counter to Winston. Let me take a look from the high ground here. Tracer looking to get a play, but Genji's playing it very aggressively, and dare I say recklessly so. They could easily get caught out here. Stevenson is down one. They had lost their Lucio, so they're going to have to try to deal with waiting for someone to come on back. Stevenson needs to play it very slow going into these fights here, coming around this side. Lux comes on out. It does catch one, but it does not find an elimination there. So now Stevenson's going to have to try to play for a defensive pick here. Maybe get some picks off, some staggers. But the point will turn over to the Pride. Now having to deal with the brawl here. Let's see how Stevenson's going to be pushing into this fight here. We see that they're coming up on Blizzard, they're coming up on Blossom. They have both support alts ready to work with. Vestige, however, does have the Pulse Bomb. If they can just stick someone, that's going to really help them out really well going into this fight. But Vestige is not actually going to get in a position where it's going to help them out. Speed drops have been activated here going into this fight. Ramatra is feeling the hurt. He's being forced to back off here. Pulse Bomb should be coming on out, but none of it is happening there. Blade finds a mark, and it keeps going in for more. It seems that Stevenson is going to have to make another try once they respawn. Widener was able to gratefully dodge the Blizzard and make a push against them. The Pride here has their tempo rolling, and they're going to try to keep that progressing. Pulse Bomb is just sitting in the back here, waiting for a victim to be found. Just misses the Baptiste, unfortunately, so that's not going to be found one there for them. Instead, Tracer is very close to falling themselves. Point looks like it's not going to be able to get contest here, but I stand corrected. They're using Death Blossom, but it gets boosted away, so no value going to be found from that. Rock comes on out. Lucio not able to get out alive, unfortunately, as the Annihilation here is just coming in from behind on the high ground and just does a complete team wipe. Now we're going to be seeing some swaps here now on the Sojourn, on the Junkrat, as well as the Alari. Keeping the Sigma here for this. They're going to be trying to see if they can apply more pressure against this Ramatra so that way he cannot live through it. Stevenson's going to have to start making some pushes up here. Unfortunately for them, they reflected it right into themselves. Rock gets them away there, but the absorb does not do anything as Barry Obama is just ripping through the backline, bits and pieces at a time. A lot of damage coming on out there. Stevenson has little time left to really try to take back this point. It's 4 ults versus a potential 1. If Neon can get this Sunburst out, this will set up Stevenson really well. They're able to get Vestige. That's going to be a start here going into it. Rock comes out. That finds 2 more immediately as Genji gets zoned. There's no ults being used here, in fact. This is a complete fight just by finding the pickoffs here. This is huge in value for the Mustangs. So now being able to trade this back, they have ults working with to go into this next fight. They have an opportunity here to just take it to the Pride. Now we're going to be seeing the swap now over to Soldier. Not surprised there as we're going to be seeing it, but keeping the Kiriko Lucio. They just want to move fast and hard and always have a cleanse available. Legend has to be careful playing the Pharah here as a flying target has been easily caught out before. Lucio receiving the rock to the face by Rupier there. I don't think they're feeling too good about this. Beat drop coming on out as the Flux is going to be reacted here. Need to do that follow up there onto the Soldier, but Soldier gets away, so they're not going to be able to get that pick off as they need it. But what's this? The Sunburst here coming in from the side, able to find 1, 2, looking for a potential third. And Lucio's just able to get out alive, but this Annihilation is doing wonders here. What should have been a win for Stevenson actually turns over the point to Widener. They do get the trade on the Barry Obama. So that's going to slow them up a bit, and they stop the push of the cart here. Of the bot, I should say. Excuse me. So Stevenson has an opportunity to try to find their footing and start to make a push themselves. Going to be seeing the swap over to Hanzo here. Just starting to make their way up. Probably having to deal with the Soldier here. Soldier's going to be the biggest threat to them. Most definitely. Barry Obama trying to play in the backline as well as Vestige. Trying to see if they can get some any damage going. Legend able to get that shot onto the Ramasha. That's your tank down, and everyone's just funneled into the side here. It's just one after the other after the other. Genji's going to be the last one on the point here, who is able to get out, but for how long? Or potentially at all. Seems that Quitz wants to chase him down. He doesn't want to give him the opportunity to get out alive, but he needs to be smart. But Legend's able to get the pick off they need when they need it, in order to help stagger this play. Rock going to be coming on out. It does hit successfully onto the Ramatra there. There's a big number of players there in the backline to play upon. Soldier gets caught out into the open. This is terrible for Soldier. They have no way to bring him on back quickly, as this point could turn over to the Mustangs here. Rock coming out and the elimination with the blade to forward on up. We're now going to be seeing a play on point here to deal with Ramacho, who's trying to turn it over and stall it out for his team. Unfortunately for him, this point goes to the Mustangs here as they're able to get it. So now Widener is the one feeling the pressure here, but remember how they play. They love to stack it up and put all their chips onto black here. They want to make sure that if they go for a play, that they have the damage to do so. Look at this Ramatra, however. Ramatra is going very, very aggressively with the beat drop as well to go in with. Now going to be looking for a backline pick. Neon's going for the Sunburst here. Finds the first. Can they find another? I don't believe that we're going to be seeing that here quite as you would expect. But the Rock comes out against the tank, so there is an opportunity to be had. Unfortunately for Stevenson, no or not, it can go. It's anyone's game at this point. I can't say one way or the other, but it looks like it should be going over to Widener. If they're able to get another pick here, they might be able to just retrieve it. But that one is going to Widener, thanks to Soldier coming back in time to get the elimination. This is a very close match here. Both know what's riding on the line. This is your placements for the season. You want to make sure that you get put where you're supposed to. If you're going to be playing the win, you got to play it hard and well. Looking at this Annihilation, going to be probably pushing in with the engagement. Their rock comes out. It's going to be a lot of damage. They're pushing through the dragons, no less. Now coming around with the visor as well. We're looking at a good number of ults, but Blade is going to be invested by the Mustangs here. There's a minute left. Now co-spawn is going to be awarded here to the Pride, unless they're trying to make sure that this point doesn't touch, potentially. But they do have it touch indeed. So now they have close spawn, and they don't want this point going too close to the Mustangs, but they've already escorted this force, so it doesn't matter anymore. This is a 3v5 setup here. Right now, Stevenson has the chance to just push into the Pride here, but they're not going to be able to find it. Looking at behind here, Vertige gets punished for the flank. A Flux comes out immediately. I'm not sure if this is the play they're looking for, but they better find some picks on it in order to really capitalize. Taking a look here, it's just pandemonium here. Rupier able to find the first hero. Now they're looking for some more. Trades are coming out on either side here. It's just the Genji, so now we're going into overtime. Stevenson has no time to let this point go to Widener. If they drop it here, they're done. Taking a look here, we see two ults available from the side of the Pride. They have Blade and they have Beat Drop. They're going to have to probably react to it quickly here as Stevenson goes in immediately with it. The rock just misses. It does hit the Sunburst onto the Mustangs here as it's Barry Obama brings it home with a Blade and Beat Drop, securing the win for Widener University. A great final map there from Widener. No question here. Barry Obama, Genji's piece. He's at pure peace here, especially in this overtime, clutching it up with the 5K, no less. And that's going to be it here for us tonight. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!